What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Pocket Broker. I'm your boy. I'm Giorgino. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Guys, apologies for the short delay. I've been facing some technical difficulty, but I'm back. I believe that I can be seen and I can be heard. Kindly confirm, guys, that I'm live. I do see the comments coming in. Sis says hello. Isaac says good afternoon. Sibelot Lamini says yes, sir. Sis says it's okay. We wait. Guys, thank you very much for your patience. Just want to make sure that I'm actually live and you can actually hear me and see me. Yep. Thank you very much, sis. I really much appreciate it. So, guys, hope you're actually having a fantastic weekend. I do know what is going on around the world. I do not want to get into politics. I pray for peace, and I hope that this is going to be resolved ASAP. Now, I know that the markets can actually, get affected from what is going on geopolitically around the world. But the good thing is that today we are trading OTC, which means that the markets or the geopolitical news around the world will not affect what we are about to do today. Let's jump into the platform and continue this session. So, how are we going to be trading today? Now, today there's going to be a challenge, and it's a 5-trade challenge. Now, the challenge here is to be able, for me, to be able to walk out with profit, right? Now, it doesn't mean I have to make 5 successful trades in a row. The idea, like I always say, guys, because there is no such thing as 100% always profitability. So we must accept that the markets in general, they might punish us, but at the end of the day, if we stick to our strategy and our strategy is good, it has been tested, then we can actually be able to make more successful trades than unsuccessful trades. So today, as I said, we are trading OTC, which means that we don't really care what is going on around the world because they're not going to affect this market today. Now, of course, if you're trading between Monday and Friday, guys, take that always into consideration because the markets, they don't care technically a lot about how you're trading, what time you're trading. So if there is something important going on around the world, that when there's market events, yes, it can affect the currency pairs, commodities, stocks, whatever it is that you guys are trading. So in my case, trading OTC, I'm going to choose 92%, which is perfect return for me and for my strategy. And like I said, the idea here is to be able to make more successful trades and be able to walk out with some profitability, which technically means what? If I make at least 3 successful trades from 5, I'm happy because I'm still going to be able to walk out with some profit and not losses and avoid losses. Let's remove the 91. Okay, I believe we are set. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share with you is that, of course, guys, stay tuned, stay until the end of this stream because, of course, I will be sharing with you promo codes. Promo codes for new traders who are brand new joining us, and of course, for traders who have been with us long time, because these are 2 different bonus codes. So remember, if you're new, you will use the promo code for new users. If you have been with us before, remember to use the promo code that you're an existing user so they can actually work. All right, how are we going to be trading today? Well, today I'm going to be using 2 powerful technical indicators, which I believe they're actually powerful and they're actually one of my favorites as well. And let me tell you why. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard about these indicators, but before I get into that, I just want to make sure I'm going to use 1 minute candlestick time frame and about 3-minute expiration time. Let's go to our technical indicators. Set the first one, which is the RSI. Now, the RSI is also called or named as the relative strength index. So what it basically does, it tells us if the market has been overbought or oversold. So what does it mean if the market is overbought? It means that there's a chance, very likely, that the market is going to reverse. But that's not only it. The RSI can also tell us if we have a bullish market or a bearish market. How do we find out that? Well, let me tell you. Okay, let's make this one maybe purple. All right. I think I should make it a little bit more visible for you guys to see. Number two, number two, number two, number two. All right. So when is it that we believe that the market is showing that we're in a bullish trend? It is when the RSI is above the 50% over here. If it's above 50, it means that we are in a bullish zone. Anything below 50, we are in a bearish zone. The other technical indicator that I love also using as well, it is, where is it? It is, which one am I going to use, guys? Can you guess? Accelerator, ADX, Alligator, Awesome, Average to Range, Arun, Bears, Bollinger. Where are you? Where are you? I know you're here. There you are. Parabolic SAR. Now, I'm going to keep it as default settings and default settings for the RSI as well, just to let you guys know. I'm going to put white lines so it's much more visible when we look at it. And now, a little bit about the parabolic SAR. The parabolic SAR technically stands for parabolic stop and reverse. It has been created by J. Welles Wilder Jr. Fun fact is that the guy who created the parabolic SAR also created the RSI. And the thing with the parabolic SAR, what it basically does, it informs us if we are in an uptrend or if we are in a downtrend. So if you see the price is above the parabolic SAR or the parabolic SAR is below the price, it means we are in an uptrend. If the parabolic SAR is above the price or the candlesticks, we are in a downtrend. So as simple as that. So it means stop and reverse. It means that, okay, we're bullish. We have change in the direction of the parabolic SAR. It means stopping and reversing. So I'm going to combine those two to be able to make a more educated, informative decision if I'm going to go long or short. Remember, 1 minute candlestick time frame, 3-minute expiration time, and I'm going to be trading $100 per trade. So I'm putting on the line $500. And what I need to do now for me to be able to make more, more confident trades. I'm gonna say it this way. I want to see some nice swings of trends. Let's put it this way. But on top of that, I want the RSI either to be on the 70% or at least hit that 70% and come down, or at the 30% and at least going up. Now, if I want to make a better decision, the best case scenario would be, how many do I have here? Wow. Okay, there we go. All right. Ooh, I just missed this. All right. I was going to go long here. As soon as I saw this, I was going to, but not yet. I don't want to rush into things. I want to take it more slow. Why? Because first of all, we do see that we have been in a downtrend from this part over here. We've seen some, I wouldn't call this a relief rally, sorry, but it's more like downtrend, right? Now, the best time, if you ask me, when I would go long or short, pay attention. This particular moment is telling me that we should go long, right? The parabolic SAR is clearly below the price. But I need to combine that also with my RSI. Now, the best case for me would be if the RSI came from above down, at least touched the 30 over here, and then it made some kind of V shape, as you can see here. But also, if I want a more confident decision that, you know what, the trend is truly to the upside, I want the RSI to also cross above the 50, which is technically telling me that, you know what, now we are in a bullish uptrend. So that's where I will take my decision. So let's take it slow. Let's see if we can find something interesting for us to place our trades. All right, here we clearly see we're in a downtrend, but my RSI is already telling me that you know what? The market is already exhausted. We have already hit our oversold. I think it's touching the 30. If not, it's probably at 31. Very, very close. So this is still moving to the downside. I would not be surprised if this is some kind of relief. Oh, there you go. You see that? That's what I was expecting. That the parabolic star is going to change. This is already moving to the upside, but I would be more confident if the RSI already crossed the 50. Once it crosses the 50, then it's giving me more confidence that, you know what, the price is truly turning and moving to the upside. So this could actually be some kind of um, trend to the upside, some kind of pullback, and then another movement to the upside. USD with the Russian ruble. So let's be patient, because of course those technical indicators, they might show us some inaccurate signals, I'll put it this way. And that is why, if we want to be more confident to place more successful trade, let's wait for the correct setup to show in front of us so we can actually enter with confidence. And let's see how it goes. All right. My RSI is still below 50. The parabolic is printing beneath. So it's technically telling me that, you know what, the trend is very likely to change from here and move to the upside. But we're going to have to wait and see. If not, then we're going to have to keep moving to find another currency pair. Of course, guys, stays with me. As I said, I will be sharing with you a bonus code for beginners and existing traders, as for first-time traders and existing users as well. Pardon. Right, you see that? We had two dots. It just turned, the dot now moved to the upside because the candle didn't close yet. As soon as it closed, it just confirmed it to the upside. So it's good that I didn't place a buy trade over here thinking that, you know what, we are turning right now and my RSI is already oversold, but it didn't cross that 50 line, right? Sis is saying, do you don't think 3 minutes is too long? Well, to be honest, I would like to say it's more of how you look at it. It's the perspective of each trader. The reason I give it 3 minutes is because I want to give more time for the markets to react. You know, when you're in a trend, there's always going to be, nothing moves in a line, right? So you're always going to see some kind of zigzag. So I'm trying to avoid that zigzag, which could potentially make me, lose my trade on that millisecond or whatever you want to call that. But again, I would personally tell you, try whatever works for you best. I'm going to keep it at 3 minutes. I'm going to see how it goes. When we'll see how it goes from there. We might tweak it along the way, but I would never put 1 minute candlestick time frame and 1 minute expiration time, at least 2 to 3 times. Some even traders use 5 times. But nevertheless, guys, that depends on how you guys would like to trade, whatever works best for you. All right, guys, this is not going in what I would like. Okay, nothing to see here. Nothing seems to be... Oh my, how many? Okay. Okay, we're already late to the party here. So let's keep hunting. Okay, I'm going to open a sell trade. Now, the reason I open a sell trade is quite simple, even though I rushed it. But why did I open a sell trade? Take a look at this. The parabolic already flashed that, you know what, the trend is already changed. From the uptrend, it changed to the downtrend. Plus, where is my RSI? My RSI has already crossed below the 50. Now, the only thing that I would say I'm a little bit worried, but not a lot, is the fact that the RSI didn't completely go all the way to the 70. And that's where we potentially say, you know what, it's peaked. So I still think that this could be a good trade for the fact that it all seems respected very well. So let's take a look. I think I've entered at exactly a good entry here at the first point, and this was, it just broke below the 50. I think this is a good entry. Let's wait and see. $100 on the line, 77%. Okay, that's disappointing because I had 92%. But again, guys, based on market conditions, things change, but that's okay. it happens. And that is why, of course, we need to be a little bit more, how to say it, a little bit more careful. That's it. So let's see. I do see a strong bounce here, which I do not like. So this could be a support level that is being respected, but we're going to have to still wait and see how this is going to play out. RSI is making a U-turn suddenly, but 30 seconds still for this candle to close. So there's plenty of time for this to be just a fake out. If not, let's wait and truly see the return, the outcome. 77% return. Of course, I'm not going to place another trade on this particular currency pair because of the return. It would have been better if the price was mostly like this, you know, a big trend to the downside, a big trend to the upside. That would be the best, I think, ideal place where to place a trade. But the zigzag for me is not, it's not a great entry point or to be able to follow the parabolic SAR correctly, because as you can see here, look how many, this is good, right? Then you see a few dots above, then you see a lot of dots below, then a few dots above, then a few dots below, I don't like that. But nevertheless, we still have to wait and see. I do not like this huge green candle over here. I do not like that at all, to be honest, because that is a green engulfing candle, which technically is telling us that, you know what, it has reversed and there's nothing technically that you can actually do about it. All right, guys, our first trade has been unsuccessful. I have to be more careful to be looking out for trades that give me at least 92%. All right, this would be good. This would be good to see up, down, up. Okay, this, I don't like this, up. And then maybe we might see some parabolic SAR showing me to the downside, even though the whole trend is still to the upside. So let's keep looking. The RSI is already peaking here. So there could be very much likely to see some pullback here with the RSI changing the parabolic printing on the top here and the RSI moving to the downside. Let's keep looking to see what we can find. Okay, what do you guys think for this? You see, I don't like when you see only 3 dots, then 2 dots, then I don't like that. That is why I tell you I need more stronger trends. Let's put it this way. Nope. Nope. Trend is still to the upside here, but I don't have any good entry points here. See that? Okay, I do see a lot of parabolic SAR printings, then a few at the top. RSI shows peak over here. All right, I'm going to open a sell trade. Even though I did say it before, for a stronger trend, we need the RSI to be below 50, just for me to confirm that we're in a bearish zone, right? But I did place my trade also before that. So again, it's to show you that it doesn't mean that there are 100% rules that you have to follow, that, you know what, the RSI needs to be below 50 for me to place a trade. Yes, that could be one of the cases that you can actually utilize and see how that works for you. I've tried both and they both actually worked for me. Sometimes the below 50 worked, sometimes even before the below 50, like as soon as the RSI dipped and I saw a change of parabolic, that also worked for me, but that it's not always the case. Now, the only thing that would worry me here is that I feel personally that I'm actually going against the trend. So And you know me, I always say that I do not like to trade against the trend. I'm trading now based on the parabolic SAR and the RSI, but the overall trend is to the upside. So the strong momentum is to the upside. We do have some pullbacks, but they're not very strong pullbacks. So let's wait and see how this plays out. If it doesn't play out, that means that I need to, of course, I'm going to stick to this strategy, but I'm just going to be going with the trend. I'm not going to be going against the trend. Excuse me, guys. Another 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Parabolic still showing me that, you know what? There is no strong upward trend for now, so we could be heading slightly lower. But is it enough for my winning trade? Let's see. Doesn't look like it's going in my favor at the moment. Have you guys used this parabolic and combination with the RSI before? Very much like to know your strategy, or what kind of strategy have you been using? Because yes, I do share with you strategies that I've been using, but it's also good to know what you guys are using. Just, for me to also, because I'm curious to know, what do you guys use to trade? All right, guys, we see that there's not much going on here. It does seem like the market is still poised to move to the upside. Nevertheless, I'm going to be shifting my thinking of trading only to the upside, which means what? I see an uptrend, I'm going to wait for that pullback, and I'm going to wait for that parabolic SAR to change direction and show me upside. The same with the RSI as well. All right. Our trades did not start as I expected them to go. Okay. Hello from Canada. Welcome back, Canada. Okay, some upward, but this is already oversold. So it's not telling me that, you know what? Yeah, we're below 50, but it looks exhausted over here. So let's just keep looking. See, zigzag. There's no clear trend here. Just gonna avoid that for now. Nothing clear here. 71, nope. 92. A lot of zigzags here. So yeah, we could hit some resistance here and move to the downside. Rizzy or Risky says price action logics using high time frame and taking entry on lower. What do you mean high time frame? I'm using a 1 minute candlestick time frame and a 3 minute expiration time. Okay, I said it. I'm not going to trade against the trend. Now, the best case for me to place this would be to wait for this pullback to finish. Once this pullback decides to finish, and I see this is already touched the 30, or we see a V-shaped recovery, we see the parabolic printing below this, then it's going to tell me that this upward trend is going to continue to the upside. And if that's the case, I'm going to be placing my trade. Until then, I wait. I wait for the setup to conclude, to show me that everything, all the pieces of the puzzle in my favor. My setup is telling me it's time to go. My indicators are telling me it's time to go. And that's where I'm going to place my trade. So until then, we wait. AED with the CNY, Chinese yuan with the UAE currency, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna put this all the way here. Where did it go? Oh, okay, there we go. Just gonna bring it further here. Okay. I'm just gonna keep an eye out of it. Just gonna keep an eye on it. I do my analysis on 5 minute time frame and execute trade on a 1 minute time frame. Do you mean like you zoom out on 5 minutes? You zoom out, and then based on what you see here, you go back to 1 minute and you place your trade. Is that what you're saying? Risky? Still not entering anything here. Parabolic still showing me we're moving to the downside, even though this could have concluded already that that what do you call it? I get mixed up. Pullback. Pullback. What is wrong with me? All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, the overall trend is to the downside. Parabolic may have peaked here. I'm getting ready. All right, I opened my sell trade. I put $100 on the line. Because of the parabolic SAR telling me that we have changed direction, plus the overall trend is to the downside, my RSI has already peaked right over here, even though we do see some 2 wicks over here, which means that there is some weakness here or a resistance. And we also see some kind of, how do you want to call this? This is called supply zone. This is a resistance zone, right? So there's a lot of people here with sell orders, as you can see here, here. So I'm still expecting that this is not going to play out and go to the upside. Well, based on my technical analysis, of course. So unless this is just not my day, but again, I'm not going to give up for now. Let's see how this goes. The RSI, of course, didn't point towards, I mean, it didn't um, move below the 50 to tell me that, you know what, that trend is already shifting to the downside. But parabolic SAR is still telling me that, you know what, we are going lower. Let's see. I do my less in 5 minutes. Yes, yes, Rizzy, I do understand what you're saying. It does actually make sense a lot. It's always a very good idea to zoom out to see the bigger picture before you place your trade. I do like what you're saying. And that is also one way of trading as well. Absolutely. All right, guys. It could be that today is just not my day. I'm 3 trades down. Well, this is going to be the third one. See, this is what I do not like, to see a few parabolic SAR and then suddenly, you know what, we peaked here, pull back, and then boom to the upside. Yeah, clearly it's not like it's in my favor. This is still kind of sleeping. There's not much volatility here. Guys, we are 3 out of 3 unsuccessful trades. Unfortunately, these things, of course, tend to happen. But of course, it's very important to keep your cool and, you know, not let your emotions take over. You never ever use revenge trading, because at the end of the day, that's just going to blow your account, because you're not going to be trading based on strategy anymore. You just want, you just want to bring back all your losses, and then it can get very, very ugly. So always leave your emotions aside when you're about to trade. Okay, guys, unless we see some flash crash downside, this is going to be a loss. I will take it like a man. That's another loss for me, guys, unfortunately. See, there's not much volatility going on. We started seeing this here, right? I think it was around over here. So now it's just hanging in there. There's not strong movements to confirm what is going on. Nevertheless, 84, 92. Okay. It's telling me we're going lower, right? The overall trend is to the upside. Let's see 5 minutes. Parabolic SAR in a 5 minute is still telling me that we're going higher. But when I shift it to 1 minute, it's telling me there is some kind of pullback. We do see some support level here. So I'm not going to be surprised. I need the parabolic to move underneath the price. RSI is close to 30. So we are actually, I would say we are in a some kind of, here would have been under 30 here. If the price came over here, it would have at least hit the 30, if not pierce it below it. Because we have support level here. We have also these bodies here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we also, consolidate here. So this is not a good entry point to the upside. Good entry point to the upside would be somewhere here. Sometimes, guys, the setup doesn't come perfectly to us for us to place a trade. And that is why we need to be patient. Don't rush trades, even though sometimes I do as well, because we're all human. But if you want to have more successful trades, you have to wait for the setup to come to you. Don't chase it. Doesn't come, skip it. We move on. We find another currency pair. We analyze it and see if that's going to work better for us. See a lot of zigzags here. Nope. This could be resistance here. Resistance zone. Trend. Definitely a resistance zone. You can see that. So it's not going to be easy for this to be broken and just slice through it. Unless there's a lot of buyers that, you know what, they're determined to push the euro higher against the New Zealand dollar. But there is resistance, and we have seen it here, here, here. Parabolic still printing that we're going higher. RSI is already showing me that we are overbought. I do see some wicks, which is a confirmation that the bulls are getting weaker. So the sellers are pushing a lot here. A lot of pushing here on the resistance zone. So I would not be surprised if we went lower and then we tried again to test it and then break eventually if it decides to go higher. Nothing is just going to bounce around here. Nothing much going on. I don't know. It's not giving me a lot of confidence in this. No, huh? I think this is a support zone, and it looks like we're going to be bouncing here. Still here. Hmm. Where is the price heading? 3 out of 3, unbelievable. I think the parabolic is going to change now. Hmm. Guys, is there any currency pair that you think I should look into? USD with the ruble. Do you see a support zone here? But the RSI is, I need some upper movement, all the way up, all the way down, but I don't really see that kind of movements. Maybe it's just also the day, guys. Maybe when you trade on maybe during Monday to Friday, you will see more nice opportunities to place a trade. Because right now, this particular moment, I do not see some setup that I can say with confidence, you know what? This is a brilliant entry point. And I've said it many times, and I've said it in front of you guys when I place trades. I was like, this is a textbook trade. But unfortunately, today, I'm not getting that feeling. I don't see anything that I would like to tell you, you know what? This is a textbook entry. We started to print above. What does that tell us? Resistance has been actually been hit, confirmed, but now will it continue to test? Possible. RSI is already peaked here. If I were going to place a sell trade, the price needs to come at least all the way here so I can get a better entry point. Unless it keeps crashing down and I see the RSI moving to the downside, then I'll be more also confident that, you know what, yep, the trend is changing for the time being until it moves up, and then we're going to see another retest. But I do see 3 green candles in a row. Wicks. All right. I placed my sell trade for different reasons. We have a strong resistance there, but it's not just the resistance. Look at those wicks. There's a lot of wicks, which means that the sellers are pushing the price lower. Then we have the parabolic SAR already telling me that, you know what, we could be heading lower. Stop and reverse. Remember that? My RSI is already overbought. So if I'm unlucky and it's time for the price now to burst and make new highs, possible. But chances are low. So I'm going to take my chances here, see how that plays out for me. I think it's just going to be another retest, move again to the downside. But let's see. I'm already down 3 out of 3. So hopefully this is look at that. Look at that, guys. What do you guys see? The reason this was printed because of all these green candles, one making higher than the other one. But I still believe that this resistance is not going to be broken that easily, unless we see those buyers, pushing through, not caring what the sellers are doing, and there's more buyers and sellers. Therefore, things could change. We are still at resistance. Look at how many wicks we had here, and then it eventually capitulated. The same scenario here as well. But let's see. And by the way, how was the parabolic SAR here? Okay, it was telling me up, and then it just moved to the downside. But here, no. Up, downside, and then it just decided to change direction again because we have some movement moving to the upside. All right, very close, very, very close. 55 seconds to go. Wow, another green candle closed above. Wow, look how many green candles. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. And when was the last time we saw 6 green candles in a row? Not even here. We had 5 here. 2, 2, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going on the 6th one. Ten seconds. Euro is gaining against the New Zealand dollar, and there's nothing I can do about it, guys. 4 out of 4. Unfortunately, I'm going to place one more trade because I'm not going to do any revenge trading just to get all my money back. Just not my day. And when it's not your day, it's okay because there's no such thing, as I say many, many times before. By the way, let me share with you the promo code as I promised you before. Promo codes are right there in front of your screen. For new users, make sure you use the one for new users. For existing users, make sure you use the promo code for old users who are considered existing users as well. Euro USD. All right. Who said Euro USD? Let's go. Euro USD. What do we see? All right. What is your projection, Isaac? Up or down? And why? The MRE. Okay. Clearly in an uptrend. Clearly. Trade. Sorry, I don't understand. Oversold. This will be a good entry point if we peak somewhere and then I see some pullback to the upside. Then I will trade to the upside because the overall trend is to the upside. This would be a nice entry point. I'm not going to lie. But the price needs to clearly show me that, you know what, we have peaked at a support level, or my RSI is already telling me we're oversold, which we are oversold. But I need that parabolic SAR also to move, print below this for me to place my buy trade. Yeah, there could be some support level here. What will my parabolic SAR do now? Could it be that I was trading 3 minutes against instead of 2 minutes? Possibly, that could also be the case. But when I was trading before on the demo account, I was using 3 minutes and I was more successful. But I was trading many, many hours before I did this session. And it was kind of successful. But again, the setups were better. The price movements were better. Fortunately, the timing now is not going in my favor. But again, that's okay, guys. All right, let's wait for one last trade. but I need a good setup. Nope. Moving to the downside. I know eventually it's going to move to the upside. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Clearly, the euro is strengthening against the dollar, but the price is heading towards a strong support. Yeah, possibly, of course. You're right. Could this be it? Possibly. What do you guys think? Is this it? Is this the moment of truth? Guys, I'm down $400. Look at that. Look at that. Very rarely this happens. We have to be patient, guys, because you never know when this is going to turn. 8620 Minis says, shouldn't trade OTC, especially the 90%, especially the weekend, try the 80%. Brother, you think that the 92% is what against the 80%? I don't understand. You said I shouldn't trade OTC. I've traded OTC before. I've made profits with OTC. But again, this does not mean that OTC is for everyone. And that is understood. There is less volatility, there is less volume, less participants, and less movements in the market. And I agree with that. But but give me more information as to why 80% than 92%. Because since no market news can affect the price, why should I go with 80%? And of course, I analyze the charts before I move into any currency pair. Guys, this is not favoring me. All right, guys, I pressed my buy trade. This is my last trade. It's $500. I'm going to consider them lost unless this trade plays out and I'm able to actually recover some of those losses. For many reasons now, why I placed this trade here, we do see we have a strong support level here. That's number one. Number two, parabolic surge is shifted, telling me that, you know what, we're moving to the upside, stop and reverse. My RSI has already hit rock bottom. We do see some kind of recovery here from the RSI. So there is signs there that this might shift and move slowly to the upside. If I also zoom out, let's make it a 10-minute, we can see that we've been going up, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, expecting that this is going to be a support level and then it'll continue to go to the upside. So let's go to 1 minute, see how this plays out. And that is basically it. Unfortunately, it didn't go exactly as we expected it to go. I did say it's going to be a 5 trade challenge because we do need to also have some um, risk tolerance and risk management when we're trading, and not just trade for the sake of trading, just pushing for those profits to come in, and if they don't, we keep pushing. That's not how it works. That is not suggested, of course, by any trader with experience. We always need to keep in our mind risk management, money management, and never let our emotions take over. Fortunately, it didn't go as expected, but you see me also. I'm calm. I'm not trying to revenge trade, and I'm not going to revenge trade. What I'm actually going to do is step back, analyze the process, analyze those trades as well. Go back and see, where did I place my trades? Why did I place those trades? When did the price open? When did the price close, to see also how close I was, if I made the right call or not. Then after analyze, I will go back and see what else I can do to improve. Rizzi says today the market hasn't played out well. You're absolutely right. It didn't go at all in my favor. But again, that is understandable. Markets, guys, can actually be cruel even when we have the right setup. And I think this is a good also lesson here to be learned, because even if you have a good setup, a strategy in place, yes, there could be days like this, unfortunate events where they happen. But this does not mean give up. This is not for us. Shut it down, uninstall it, never trading again. Unfortunately, you see it right here in front of your eyes. 5 out of 5 losses. This happens very rarely. If you look back at my videos, you will see that this is extremely rare. I don't even know if I ever had 5 losses in a row. I don't remember doing that, especially when I'm going on live, unless my strategy was, of course, on martingale, where I was able to recover everything. But even then, there's always risk involved. Take a look at that. So much false signals. Some dots here and then dots above, a lot of false signals. Nevertheless, guys, this is part of the, I don't, I don't want to say game, but this is part of trading. There is a lesson to be learned. Lesson is always welcomed, whether it is positive or negative for me personally, because I know that from the negative, I actually learn from it, because I'm very welcoming the negative comments as well, because that is where I actually put my mind down and I try to learn from it. When I'm positive, yes, I'm happy, I'm excited, but again, I also want that negative to come so I can actually analyze it, see what I did, what could I improve, so next time I try to avoid it. Nevertheless, guys, let me share the promo code with you. Where is it? There we are, guys. The promo code is right there. If you're interested to make a deposit, make sure you take advantage of that promo code. If you enjoyed this session, unfortunately, it didn't go as it expected it to go, but hey, I'm still here. I'm still going to put my mind to it. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go touch some grass, maybe go for a walk to clear my mind, because it was a day of loss. And I think this is what I think many of us should do after a session where it didn't go as expected. And today was completely disaster, if you ask me personally. So nevertheless, guys, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, kindly leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, give me your suggestions so I can make more videos to your liking. Thank you very much for joining again. I will see you next week. And until then, take care.